Hello there, today I'm going to read the love letter that got me off the transfer waitlist of UChicago. I wrote one page because usually you shouldn't write too long, but I really write a lot of words and yeah, let's get started. Thank you for giving me a place on the waitlist. If I can study at the University of Chicago, my efforts and obstacles will eventually become my real help to reach my peak. While the process of making decisions going on, I've got a chance to re-examine myself and found some of my own shortcomings that could be improved. For example, compared with other students in the academic field, I may not be very well-rounded at present. Now, I'm trying to make up for this defect. Besides taking advanced social science courses, I took courses in a greater variety of subjects including geology, data analysis, history, and writing courses this semester. Learning from different subjects has empowered me to see society from distinctive angles. How do humans interact with the environment? How do data break traditional barriers that isolate humans as time changes? These are questions that I hope to discover more about, and I believe that with the interdisciplinary orientation inscribed in UChicago's education, I could do this better. I also contemplate again my passion for social sciences. Currently, I'm still working on a research led by, and here's the specific research content. I work with a professor. Meanwhile, in the social engineering and social movements course I'm taking at Duke, I'm working on a project about, and then here's a 2-sentence talking about the specific project content. Critically, I see how ridiculous but easy to judge societies and their institutions without knowing the complex underlying culture and how prejudices, thereby inequalities, may form due to this ethnocentrism. So this is a reflection I have, and I write this because I want to show my understanding and my knowledge in social science field. It's not like I just say I like social science, but I have my own ideas and insights in this field. And continue. Thankfully, my hard work also pays back and has won me recognition. Last week, I received my admission letter to the UChicago Becker Friedman 2022 Expanding Diversity in Economics Summer Institute, and I'm very honored to make it. Recalling my application essay on tackling gender inequalities through elevating women's economic power, this recognition will certainly grant me more courage in my mission and my match with UChicago spirit. It was really lucky that at that time I saw this program, and it's a summer research program at UChicago. So at that time, not only I was just very interested in that program because it's really economic focused, and I think it will be a great opportunity for me to meet new friends and professors, but also I feel like this can help with my transfer application because I can get recognized by some UChicago people, and also this showed my passion to UChicago, so I applied to it. It was a tough process because there were essays and also need a letter of recommendation from a professor. So yeah, I really spent a lot of time applying to that program, and I got in finally. So I think this also points to my letter of continued interest. Not only I just talk about the result that I got in, but also I connect that with my mission and also the connection with UChicago spirit. Next paragraph. I'm also happy to see the fruits of my extracurricular engagement. This weekend, the 2022 Duke UNC China Leadership Summit also eventually took place. After 8 months preparation as a publicity executive member with teammates from both schools, I've heard the exchange between student delegates and insightful speakers, with topics ranging from B3W, Sino-US relations under pandemic, art exchange. Through academic discourses, the collision of disparate ideas changes people's perspectives and generates real impact in the socially conscious youth minds. So in this paragraph, I didn't just list out the extracurriculars I've done, but I concentrate on one event, and I talk about the time span. It's 8 months, so it's really long. It's not like after I got waitlist, I start to do some new activity. It's not like that. And I also talk about the specific topics here. So not only I talk about I am doing other things after I got waitlisted, but also I connect that with my personal goals, and also I mentioned socially conscious, which is a keyword in my application profile. So I re-emphasize my personality to the admission officer through this paragraph. Next, from hearing and I describe a lecture to closely following Ukraine situations, I see violence everywhere in the self-claimed civilized age. So social consciousness and mutual understanding rather than egocentrism is more needed today. I further confirm that I hope to utilize my knowledge and ability to make this world more equal and just. Unlike anywhere else, UChicago has always been a fearless pioneer in defending justice and equality. In this environment, I will genuinely be supported to elevate poverty, violence, gender inequality. Thank you again for giving me this opportunity to review myself and improve myself. In this paragraph, I connect with some recent news like Ukraine situations. I also talk about my personal goals again, and I find this phrase really useful unlike anywhere else because it emphasizes the uniqueness of UChicago. Yeah, remember that. So I talk about what topics I want to explore, like poverty, violence, gender inequality, which are also centered around my holistic profile. So I think you have to pick the words very accurately. Every word matters. Every word wants to make the admission officer feel more impressive at your whole profile. Like after reading this letter, they will have a key impression on you. Maybe just for me, it's like socially conscious and also caring about poverty, equality. Last paragraph. As an aspiring social entrepreneur, I'll carry my multicultural mind and intercollegiate engagements to the UChicago campus. If I have the privilege to study at UChicago, I'll be very honored. I admit my shortcomings and development space, and I look forward to becoming a more socially conscious global citizen at UChicago. Since my first year application, UChicago has always been my first choice, academically and spiritually, not to mention the gorgeous cafe. And I will certainly enroll at UChicago if I get admitted. So in the last paragraph, I do several things. First, I re-emphasize my future career path as a social entrepreneur. And also I talk about my strengths like being multicultural, and also I do a lot of intercollegiate engagements. I also mentioned that I'll bring this to Chicago campus, which are my contributions. And then I talk about how I value Chicago. Like I will certainly enroll, and it's always been in my mind the first choice. These are very important because you have to make the admission officer feel that you really like the school. Eventually I didn't enroll. Well, I submitted this letter on February and I didn't get a response until the end of May. It's really a long time, right? At that time, I feel like certainly there's no spot for any waitlist, and I haven't heard of any transfer waitlist like being accepted before. So I commit to another school, and I also rethink about my situation, my future career path, and my pursuit. So eventually I make a decision that is different from what I thought while I was writing this letter. But again, when writing the love letter, you have to be very sincere and very passionate. Only by doing that can you make the admission officer feel that you really want to get into the school, and you are able to. I also want to give some tips. Like first, try to read as many samples as you can. Like I read a lot of samples on Google from my friends and from other transfer students. So I would say definitely learn more before you start to write yours. And second tip is that try to give some updates, like describe how you are different. What did you do after you get waitlisted? Like you shouldn't do nothing. You should like reflect yourself and then try to do more activities, try to give some updates on your academics. So these are really helpful for showing that you are able to get in. And the third tip is that
Don't be afraid of talking about your shortcomings, because just think about it. Like the school waitlist you because they feel like, well, you need some improvements, right? But if you kind of admit that you have some shortcomings before they even tell you, that means that you're not someone who gets disappointed after a small rejection, but being very rational, mature, and courageous. And finally, there are many samples and templates, but definitely remember you're the one who is writing this letter. There's not a definitely successful template or structure, so always be sincere, be honest, and be yourself. If you have any comments, welcome to leave them below. And if you want to hear other topics about transfer application, please also let me know.
Finally, please subscribe to watch my future college vlogs and experience sharing videos. Thank you so much.